I feel like I just made one of the craziest decisions of my life. This is the start of a journey that, while it could be undone, I'm going to choose to ride to completion. And it's something that I never thought I would do for a long time. I thought that I was going to go and just go and be like, oh, I'm going to make 10K a month. And that's going to be that. I'm going to be able to live a dope life. And ever since I started coaching, I'm like this close. I'm a little bit like $2,000 away from making $10,000 a month. So it wouldn't really be much of a journey to bring you guys on making $10,000 a month, since I'm already mostly there after I just simply realized the level of value that I could provide to anybody that wants to grow a personal brand. So now I decided that because I've been telling everybody that my favorite strategy to go and grow a personal brand on social media is to bring people along on a journey. And I've been feeling so much regret that I didn't do that. Like, I've really kept the whole world, and at least people outside my personal circle, in the dark as to what even my whole journey has been. And I've had so many ups and downs this last year. This time last year, my only source of income was reading tarot cards once a week at a local shop in downtown Seattle. And I've come a long way since then. Going from like $1,000 a month on a good month from tarot card reading to $8,000 a month. I'm already making more than most people are. But, now I want to really put my theory to the test, because I've been telling people for a while that the number one way to manifest anything is to go and post on it daily on social media. So I've been doing that. I've been posting pretty much every day for like a year and a half. There's been days that I've missed. There's been even weeks that I've missed at certain parts of that journey. But it wasn't really because I didn't have anything to talk about. It was more because I didn't have a reason to post every day. And more so, it's like I didn't ever bring anybody on the journey because I felt so much like shame and so much like just difficulty in my own life that I was like, how is me sharing this going to help me? But then I realized, like, when you go and actually share the ups and downs of a journey, then people begin to connect with you deeper. Like, I already have plenty of people telling me that, like, I'm the reason they started posting content. Like, I'm the reason that they managed to see content rather than just like something that means selling your soul to like the devil or something like that, which I think a lot of people, especially in my audience, the spiritual community, they go and think. I show people that it's actually a magical act to go and manifest a version of yourself. Because when you post content, you get to know yourself as a certain version. And as I'm getting to know myself as a version of a spiritual entrepreneur that makes $100,000 a month, immediately I knew that this is a massive identity shift for me. There's going to be things that I'm going to need to go and change in myself to be able to provide $100,000 worth of value every month and then get compensated from that value that I'm providing. And one of the things that I know that I'm ready to do is be a YouTuber, because these subconscious blocks are insidious. They really are. There's so many things that'll keep you from living the life that you want to live, but especially the ones where you have like different attachments to scenarios in your past that you haven't fully resolved. So let me give you an example, because being a YouTuber is one of those for me. When I was in like the 6th grade, I wanted to go and be a YouTuber, and I was really close friends with the other guy that shared my dream, and we were recording these funny videos, kind of like Nigahiga. If anybody remembers Nigahiga, How to Be Ninja, those were fire. But my friend ended up going. We made a bunch of videos. We put them on YouTube. They didn't blow up quite like Nigahiga. But then after a while, he was like, you know what? I want to move in a new direction. I'm going to delete all the old videos with me on the videos. And so ever since then, I've like had this averseness to starting YouTube. And it's like, I wish even back then, I wish I had just been like, you know what? I'm just going to go and start YouTube anyway because I want to do it. But I always was looking for somebody to give me a permission slip in a way to go and do that. So I'm glad that I've been able to give people permission slips to go and create content. Now I'm giving myself the permission slip to be a YouTuber, just because it's like I've decided that is the version of myself that I want to be existing in. Like when you post content and you realize that anything can really happen from just talking to the camera, and even beyond just talking to the camera, using the camera as an art form, which I'm also excited to get into, because I have a feeling the version of myself that makes $100,000 per month posts more than just like talking head style yap videos. But one of the most important lessons that I've learned in going and creating content is to not make it more difficult than it needs to be. Like, it is so great to be able to record like absolutely amazing videos and put in like 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours if you're really feeling spicy and inspired on it, on a piece of content. But what's worse is if you let that like feeling like, oh, I need to spend like 1 to 2 hours every day creating my content, prevent you from even making content. And that's what's gotten me this far. It's manifested me like 80,000, I guess 85,000 followers across all platforms, pretty much. And that is a big accomplishment for me, because I remember when I was starting out in January of last year, I still didn't even really feel like I would ever get to this place of almost having 100,000 followers. And I'm sure that's going to be at that same level. It's like that same level of accomplishment is going to happen when I hit $100,000 per month, because part of me feels like, and I know this is the part of me that I have to work on, that I get to use my magical techniques to really return to the shadow, as it said, because part of me feels like it's impossible, but like the logical part of me knows that is actually just like a certain amount of focus on achieving a result and making the result logical. Like, there's a certain energy with manifestation where faith without works is delusion, but works without faith is just banging your head against the wall. So I'm excited to be reaching this level of masculine and feminine unity, of activity and receptivity, to be able to actually create for myself $100,000 a month. Because like, I've just been telling people, like, and even I've been telling myself, like, when am I going to actually decide that I'm going to be brave enough to tell my story? I was telling myself when I'm successful, I'm going to go and tell my story. So now I'm successful. I've made $8,000 in the last like 30 days, and it's been great. Like, it has been one of the most exciting things really of my life to be able to go and know myself as someone that can create this level of value in the world and receive an income from it. Like, I feel so blessed to be able to actually do something I love every day. But also, it's like, I know that if I don't go and really decide that I want something more for myself, that I'm going to go and actually like go and create something that, for me, it almost seems like, as I'm saying again, it's like, incredible is how I'm going to return the word impossible, because that is incredible, but I also know it's like, there's 18-year-olds doing $100,000 per month. I've been really inspired by Mino Lee, who just completed his journey to $100,000 a month. And now he's going on journey to $1 million a month, posting once a day. And it's like, I don't really want to just totally steal his style, because it's like, I'm excited to be doing the Yap videos as well. But I also know that like, the more effort that you put into videos, the greater results it gets. So that's kind of the dichotomy that I'm working through right now, is like, how do I really maintain integrity while still going and pursuing my goal effectively? And I think the solution that I just realized is like, it's not outside of integrity for me to just put more effort into videos, but I did want to prove to myself and also others, in a way, for the people that are going to be joining my coaching program and don't want to go and spend 1 to 2 hours a day making a video. They're like, yes, it is possible to grow a coaching business to, thousands of dollars a month without going and doing long form editing or any kind of editing, just going and talking to the camera. So it's like, I guess really what I'm coming to here is the need for a focused direction, or at least for me to know like, what is the direction that I want to head here, because it's like, I know this path of creating $100,000 a month in value, there's going to need to be some focused attention. What I know that like, what I can do in a unique way, different than anybody else, but also better than anyone else, is really show people how the esoteric techniques of manipulating the shadow, which is all the possibilities that we're living, or that we could be living, all the possibilities that we're not living, actually, and the reflection, the possibility that we are living, through mediating the energy, will create our actions. And this is a very powerful shamanic technique that I've been blessed to go and receive. And I wish that I had documented the process of learning these techniques, because right at the end of COVID 2021, I studied with the renowned Mexican shaman, Sergio Magaña. And I studied with him for 2.5 years, and he taught me very specific techniques of using crystal mirrors to go and actually draw forth a specific energy from our shadow and put it into our reflection so it can manifest. This is how he cured his mother of cancer. And using his techniques has allowed me to manifest some pretty incredible things. But one of the biggest problems that I encountered is that because I was trying to manifest money, but I didn't have a vehicle for money to actually come to me that was logical, it didn't show up in my life. And that was one of the most discouraging things that ever happened to me, because I was just not at the level where I realized that just like faith without works is delusion. So I had a lot of faith, very little works, and a lot of delusion. And so it's like, now that I'm coming back at it, like I have these skills, I have the ability to design meditations and magical techniques, and also the systems where it's like making it logical. When you make something, when you make a result logical for you to get, and then you do magic, and then you do spiritual work, it supercharges it. But a problem that so many people in the spiritual community have is that they're not actually making it logical, they're just making it magical. And so it's like, this is where I really see myself now that I've adopted this moniker, I can say, as a content wizard. Because just today, after I posted my Journey to $100,000 a month video, I changed my name. Instead of Ghost Abelar as my username to Ghost Content Wizard. My username is still Ghost Abelar, and one of these days I'll get into the story of how I even got that name, because I was not given that name at birth, but a different kind of birth, actually. So now I'm a content wizard, and I guess it's going to be fun to see exactly how to make $10,000 a month as a content wizard, because I don't think that there's anybody else doing that. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting journey. Glad you guys could be here for my first YouTube video, or not my first YouTube video, but the first YouTube video of Journey to $100,000 per month as a content wizard. And yeah, go leave me a comment. Go comment a crystal ball emoji if you're watching to the end of the video, so I can know who's watching. And yeah, appreciate you. Like and follow for more. Aloha.